baby.
Tell me what you know about me. King of the C-L-U to the B. C3E to the E-N-T to the E-N-D.
Welcome and thank you for joining us for the second half hour of The Factor Uncensored. Houston rapper and producer Beatking continues to be remembered 2 weeks after his death. A celebration of life was held for Beatking Thursday. His cause of death is being reported as a pulmonary embolism, a blood clot in the lung that creates a blockage. An eerie video of him talking about health with Slim Thug has resurfaced online. Beatking was 33 years old at the time. He died at 39, and Slim Thug can be heard warning him to take his health more seriously.
I turned 34 this year, and my body just started to reject a lot of this shit, man. Like, I be dizzy when I lay down, all type of shit, and I'm like, man, I can't be no dumb. I got kids.
You check your blood pressure, you ain't got.
I know that's probably what it is, but now I'm a ratchet. I don't want to check it. I'd rather just get on the diet.
Give it to him, Slim.
I'd rather just get on the diet, and it ain't been happening.
That ain't what it can happen if you just get on the diet. You better get to the doctor.
I know, but I feel like this, if it happen again, then I'm
if it happen again, it could be a heart attack,
a stroke, or aneurysm.
And you be bent up, and you'll be walking.
And the cucumber legend will be over with.
Could this also serve as a wake-up call for black men to pay closer attention to their bodies and also not be afraid of going to the doctor's office? Joining us to talk about it, Houston radio personality from 97.9 The Box, J-Mac, Factor DJ, Superstar, and Dr. Barcel Thompson. Glad to have you all here on The Factor Uncensored. Glad to have you here tonight. So, it was a shock,
right,
to the hip-hop community, to Houston, that Beatking had died.
Yes, it
39.
was. Yes, very young. You know, a young person never think they could be the next person to go. So we definitely got to get ourselves checked out. I started getting myself checked out because my mom, when I was going to college, she started off, she had regular diabetes. I mean, she was taking a pill. Then I came back, she was taking insulin. Then I came back, she was on dialysis.
Wow, wow.
So that made me, from a very early age, always check on myself. But I got friends who are scared, who don't go, who think they have tomorrow.
And you think, Dr. Thompson, it's because people are afraid of what the doctor could tell them? That doctor could, you know, in worst case scenario, you got cancer, or you got 3 weeks to live, something like that.
Right. You know, particularly with men, I always say, you know, would you go 3 months, 6 months without getting your oil changed? And they look at me crazy. But I'd say to them, you know, why is it that you're going to come see me? You know, just just make it a habit, make it a routine. And one of the things I try to stress with my patients is that, you know, now, particularly when you're young, develops routines. Bad routines makes problems. Good routines makes you have a better life.
And of course, Superstar, we have seen a lot of our hip-hop legends here in Houston either die or lose limbs. ESG lost a leg, Big Tho, and the list just goes on and on and on. And of course, what does it take to bring people to the table to realize you need, first of all, you have a problem, you need to go see a doctor. And if the doctor prescribes medication for you, like me, blood pressure pills, take them every day.
Yeah, and I think for the most part, like, you have to have a great support system, you know, and you got to have people around you, especially guys. Y'all got to have that one female that can at least push you to be like, hey, you got to go get that checkup, you know, because a lot of men are fearful of the diagnosis. Sometimes you have, I'm going to keep it real, sometimes, and I'm not saying this was Beatking's situation, but you have a lot of these artists, not even artists, myself as a DJ, you know, most of us pay insurance out of pocket. Okay, sometimes it might be a situation where it's like, oh, I don't know, you know, if it's, you know, what it's basically ignorance and the fear of the unknown, right? Even if you don't have insurance, you have to pay out of pocket, and just the whole
And
situation.
she brings up a good point, Dr. Thompson, there. you know, many entertainers, sometimes they're self-employed and they're entrepreneurs, and so they would have to come out of their own pocket. Are there any other options out there? And some rappers, while they may have fame, they may not be making a lot of money.
Right, but one of the things is that, you know, when you are preventive, when you do things preventatively, when, you know, it's not like everything, it's just like the car analogy. You let it go, then you gotta, instead of, you know, paying for a brake pad, now you have to pay for a whole tire, a whole brake system. So the more that you come in, and it's actually cheaper. There's a lot of doctors. Sometimes you have payment plans. Sometimes there are various clinics around. But the priority of making a priority for you, you know, you out. Your priorities are you going out. You're spending what you're gonna spend for them Jordans.
I guess one bottle could be like a doctor's visit. The cost of one bottle could be a doctor's visit.
You know what? I think a lot of times we be too scared, and by the time we go to the doctor,
Too late.
Yeah, we could have prevented it, or at least lived a little bit longer if we had just went in. And like she said before, you need a great support system. You need friends showing you a better example each and every day.
Got it.
One of the things that Slim Thug sometimes follow, sometimes he'll show exercise.
Yes.
Sometimes he shows them, you know, eating a good meal. And I think it's very important for, you know, our, you know, people in the industry to be that example, to be that person who, hey, you can tell he takes care of himself and prioritizes preventative medicine.
We ain't gonna forget about you, J Mac. You've been doing it.
I've been in the gym,
his whole life. All his life he had to fight. And Slim get his credit.
Oh yeah, man. You see me right by you, and you gonna give it out to Slim? Come on, man. I'm trying to be an example every day, every morning.
I swear for the Lord, the devil.